Hey there, welcome back to the Danielle D'Onofrio Daily Podcast. Today we are talking all about victim mentality. Now we're just going to dive right into this topic. I was writing my book this morning, drafting. I'm on part 3 of 4 parts. That book is going to come out later this year. And I was talking about something as it relates to victim mentality. And it's sort of the opposite of victim mentality, which is to become the hero of your own life. And I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. And I really started thinking about it as the opposite of victim mentality because I think it's really good to have an opposite state of mind to truly understand the other side of things, right? So if someone's ever said to you, you're playing the victim here, or you have a victim mindset, I mean, no one wants to hear that from anyone, right? Or maybe you're reading a book or you listen to something and it says that you really need to, think about victim mentality and how you can get out of it because it's really necessary to moving on and changing your life, right? You cannot transform your life if you are in that victim mindset because in order to transform your life, you have to take active steps and realize that you have the power to create your circumstances, right? You can't control everything around you, but you can control your response, your next move, your decisions. You actually do have a lot of creative control over your life, and sometimes you just have to realize it, right? So again, if you're saying to yourself right now, what is victim mentality? What does it mean to be playing the victim? What is victim mindset? First of all, what I want to tell you is that if someone has accused you of this, or you're sitting here saying, "Oh, maybe am I playing the victim?" Um, what I want to say is that that is valuable information. No, like I said, no one wants to be accused of that. But if someone has said that to you, or you're thinking that you might have a victim mindset, or be playing the victim in some way, you know, inadvertently, which it happens to the best of us, trust me. And even if you're not playing the victim in every part of your life, if there's one part of your life where you're struggling, and not playing the victim, but like having a victim mindset, it may not be every of your area of your life, but maybe there's an area of your life where you're sort of carrying baggage from the past, or you just quite haven't caught on that you're not realizing that you can make a change, right? It's actually valuable information because as soon as you realize that that's the mindset you're bringing to the situation, you can step out of it. You can say, "Oh yeah, I'm doing that. I have to change this, right? I have the power within me to make a change." And now, some people really love the victim mindset. It's more comfortable for some people who aren't ready to make change. It's more comfortable for them to say, "Life isn't fair. My circumstances aren't fair. Things are harder for me than they are for other people, and that's the reason why I can't make change for myself. I cannot transform my life. It's not possible for me." And that just sort of makes them more comfortable because it's predictable, it's familiar, and it means they don't have to put in the work to making change happen. And we've all been there, and sometimes it's subconscious and it's a choice, and sometimes we're just not even realizing it's happening. So, everyone has a different situation, and it should never be, again, it's never, no one wants someone to tell them that they're playing the victim because it sounds like a weak state of mind. And it is a bit of a weak state of mind. However, you can change it, right? You have the power to change it. And sometimes you don't even know you're doing it, like I said. So the opposite of the victim mindset is becoming the hero of your own life story, right? And immediately you can start saying to yourself, well, what does that even mean? What does it look like to be the hero of your story? What are the qualities of a hero, right? If someone were writing about your life and you were the hero instead of the victim, or the person that the hero is saving, if you were the hero, what would you be behaving like? How would your decisions look different? What would you be doing? Which decisions would you no longer be avoiding, or conversations would you no longer be avoiding? How would you act in your interactions and in your relationships, and when it comes to going after your dreams, or taking steps that may feel risky or vulnerable, right? You'd probably be doing a lot more of those things, which are the uncomfortable things, right? The hero does the uncomfortable things that no one else wants to do, which is the reality of it, right? That moving towards your dreams, improving your life, achieving your goals, doing anything great in life is going to require you to step outside your comfort zone. Even just growing as a person is going to require you to step outside your comfort zone, right? And the victim doesn't do that. The victim stays nice and comfortable in that comfort zone, right? And then blames everything else around them for the reason why they can't, step out of it. And it's easy to convince ourselves that that's why we're not going anywhere. It's very easy and it's very comforting. But if you want change, and this is the thing, is you have to want it. No one can convince you, like if no one can convince you to do this. You have to want it for yourself because it is uncomfortable and it is going to be a little bit hard. But anything worth doing in life is going to be a little bit difficult. And again, the hero does the difficult things. He or she is the hero because they're the ones that stand out from the crowd and takes action to rescue some sort of situation. And you can rescue your own situation. Um, and I think we all find ourselves in different situations in life, in different circumstances where we're unhappy or we're struggling or something is really bothering us or we're angry and we feel like, I just have to feel this way because XYZ, right? And maybe you've taken charge, like I said before, maybe you've taken charge in one aspect of your life, but there's struggle and suffering in another aspect of your life. We have to remember that we can apply the hero principles all across the board, whether it's, relationships, career or business, family, health. We can just swoop right in and become the hero of our story and make decisions that are going to impact our life and the life of those around us. Because here's the thing is, once you take control of your life, you're not the only beneficiary of that. Everyone around you is going to benefit from you healing and growing and being happier and more fulfilled. And especially if you're a parent, that's going to be an immediate cascade effect to your family, right? And so that's a true hero. They're saving. First, obviously, you have to save yourself, right? But that allows you to, you know, impact the lives of everyone around you in a positive way. So that is something that you can do today, is to write down the word hero at the top of a page and think about yourself. If someone were writing your story, if you were writing your story, right, and you want to position yourself as the hero, what are the things that you would be doing differently? Like, keep all the other circumstances of your life the same and say, this is how I would be acting. Like, these would be my decisions. These would be my behaviors. This is what my relationships would look like. This is how I would be going after my goals. And get specific, right? This is how I would take charge of my health. And, get specific. Make action plans. And say, you know what? The hero makes a plan. He knows exactly what he's going to do, and then he executes it fiercely, right? And he's consistent, or she's consistent, right? They're not just going to let some situations flounder, right? They're going to execute consistently with every situation. So any day of the week, we have an opportunity to take stock of our life and say, am I stepping into creative control wherever in all aspects of my life? And it doesn't mean that you have to be exhausting yourself, overdoing it. But if there are areas in your life where you're suffering right now, or time is passing and you're not going after what you want in life, how can you step up? And what do you need to do that? And I think really thinking, really considering the hero as being the opposite of the victim can be really helpful to pull you out of that mindset if you are stuck there, or if you're worried that you may be stuck there. And like I said, we've all been there. So don't feel like, don't feel bad that you're there right now. Feel empowered that you have the information and now you can move yourself out of it. I mean, throughout my life, I have found myself in situations where I feel stuck. And that's actually really kind of a defining feature of my life prior to my intentional journey, was feeling like I'm not allowed, like there was some invisible force telling me that I was not allowed to change my life, that I was not allowed to make decisions that would impact other people. It was almost like the other people in my life, I had these imaginary assumptions that they were, placing rules on me. And, maybe in reality they were, to a degree, right? But I didn't believe that, even as a grown woman before I started my journey, that I was allowed to do whatever I wanted to do to change my life. And even if that meant disappointing other people, not meeting other people's expectations, losing some people along the way, that sometimes is going to happen. And, those are the relationship side of things and dealing with people is difficult. I cover that in depth in my book in part one, which is mostly around boundaries. Um, we're not going to get into that today, but when you embark on the journey, there are so many different aspects of our belief system, which sort of equals our identity in a way. There are many aspects of our belief system that are at play that keep us stuck, right? And once you realize that you are in charge of your life, you get to make whatever decision you need to make to improve your life and to improve the life of those you love. You can do it. Like, you're allowed to do that if you're an adult, right? And you're acting within the law and you're fulfilling your responsibilities. As and when I say responsibilities, I mean, like, I know many of you guys who watch me are parents, right? As parents, we have responsibilities for our children and our families, right? And if we aim to improve ourselves and improve our lives as a family, then that we have every right to do that. And actually, we have every responsibility to do that. So every moment that you let go by, that you put the power in other people's hands, or you put the power into the circumstances around you, you just really can't go anywhere, because improving your life takes action. It takes energy. It's not a passive thing, right? It really isn't passive. It's all about decisions and actions. And that is what I talk a lot about in my book. And my book is called Rehab for Everyone. It's a lifestyle approach to healing and personal development. And, it is a 4-part action plan for transforming your life, particularly for people who have survived dysfunctional family systems, childhood trauma, and just difficult circumstances in the earlier parts of their lives. This is especially good for people with those circumstances. It's an action plan, because healing and personal growth, it is cerebral. We read a lot of books, listen to a lot of podcasts, we think a lot about things, we do meditation, but at the end of the day, change in your life, change in terms of how you feel about yourself, is going to happen through the actions that you take in order to start to believe different things about yourself, what you're capable of, and the world around you. Okay, so I am going to end things there. Just a reminder one more time, if you are thinking that you might be stuck in the victim mindset, or someone has said that to you, I know it doesn't feel good to say it or realize it, but I want you to know that every insight that we get about ourselves is valuable information, because without those insights, there's nothing you can do. The whole journey, sorry that I'm nasally, I have a cold. The whole journey is about learning about yourself. It's about those insights, and we go through the journey to peel back the layers. And as we peel back the layers, all these little insights about how we think and how we behave and what we believe and what our past, how our past has impacted us, and how we're going to get where we want to go, how we're going to achieve inner peace and happiness. All of these little insights start to arise as we peel back those layers on the journey, right? And if you're early in the journey and you're coming up saying, like, oh, I really just feel like I don't know how to get past my current circumstances and it feels impossible for me, just know that everyone suffers in some way. Everyone has a challenge in some way. Everyone's life looks different. Some people's lives look fancy. Some people's lives are, on the outside look a lot worse, right? But a lot of times, there's just different struggle there. And you can have a person who looks like they're wealthy, and how could their life possibly be difficult? And they have some of the hardest inner struggles, right? So I don't do any kind of comparison. There's no comparison, because on the journey, all you can do is think about and control what you're doing for yourself. And the positive change that you make within yourself is going to positively benefit other people. And if you get really good at healing, okay, you can then go teach other people how to do it, which is the beauty of the journey. And that's what I'm doing here. I've been on the journey, the intentional journey, for more than a decade now, and I find it so fascinating and so empowering, and just, it's the most thrilling and exciting thing imaginable. And so the only thing I can think to do with the rest of my life is to teach what I have learned to other people who want to get to this place that I've been able to get. And it's wonderful and it's glorious, and I'm always learning about myself. I will continue to learn about myself for the rest of my life. The journey never ends, and that's the beauty of it. Once you decide to get on that journey, which you can decide right this minute if you haven't already decided, you can decide right now, that's it. I'm on a journey. I'm going to learn more about myself. I'm going to heal from the past, improve my life. I'm going to grow, and life is going to be awesome. You can decide that right now and make that decision, and already that's your first step out of victim mindset, and you are on the right path. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'm here every single day in 2025 with my daily podcast. I have a free ebook that gives you a primer into the Rehab for Everyone lifestyle approach to healing and personal development, which is my signature methodology. And so you can download that for free. There's a link down below in the description. You can go to my website. I offer coaching, lots of free content, and you can come interact with me over on X or Instagram. And I'd love to talk with you. So if this content was helpful, I would love for you to hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video. So have a great day, and I will see you later.